All right, we are officially live. It is on and popping now. Paul just texted me the little eye emoji. What is cracking? I'm excited for tonight, man. What's popping, yo?
I am here for all of this. I'm so excited to reconnect.
Let's get it.
Oh, Louise. Mr. Camera Junkie.
What is popping? Lisa, what is going on? How are you doing today?
Oh, my friend Lisa Lombardo. She's the best.
Yay! All right. Paul is here. Yes, it was Koa's fault. All Koa's fault.
Look at this font you're picking. This is awesome.
Yeah, man.
It's good.
Come on.
I'm like with the sans serif Times
Nah,
New
man.
Roman.
You gotta customize it. Listen, might as well, right? Ecamm gives us as much as they do, so
You
I
gotta
go
take advantage
all the
of
way.
it.
That's it. What's happening here? My music isn't looping. Not my music. My what's that called? Oh, I can't. Oh, because it's
Your
unlocked. The
overlay?
scene is unlocked. I can't change it now. That's fine.
Rookie move.
Rookie move. Whatever. What is going on, Marcus? What is going on, Glenda? What is going on, Luis, Mr. Camera Junkie? Little Forest Tomes? Little Forest Tomes? One of your people?
I'm
One of my
gonna say
peoples?
Tomes.
Tomes? I wanted to say Tomes too. See, that's the Spanish. That's the, it just Tomes. What is going on?
Whoa, that was perfect. Wait, did you do that at the same time?
More or less, yes.
I thought it was in the music. I was like,
No, that was not in the music. Actually, yes, I'm ignoring your yurt. I am ignoring your yurt because it's not yurt. Jill, let me hear yurt. Let me
It's
hear
not
yurt.
yurt.
It's not. Let me hear it.
Yurt. What are you talking about? Am I
Not
doing
a
it right?
T at the end, coño.
Yurt.
No, not like a skirt like your
Yurt.
yurt. That's all it is. Yurt. Okay,
Yurt.
wait. All right, hold on. You're not too far from New York, so we're gonna take these next 30 seconds.
Okay.
And we're gonna do this. All right. So when you in New York, and I want to say what's up to you. See, we homies, so I'm gonna
Right.
talk to you like you my homie, right? So if I
Right.
see you down the block, and you on 42nd Street, and you on 42nd Street in Port Authority, and
Yeah,
I'm on
okay.
7th Avenue, that's Times Square. Just follow
Okay.
me. Don't worry about it. You at the Port Authority, right? And I'll be like, yo, that's Miss Jill right there. Yeah. That's how you do it. So now your turn. You see me. You see me.
India.
That is not what you're gonna
Yurt.
do. That is not what you're gonna do in New York. Absolutely not. That is,
Yurt. Hey, you.
do not.
Hey, friend.
Do not, because I will fucking turn around and walk the other way like I don't know her. Like,
Hi, India. It's me, Jill. Yurt. Your girl, Yurt. I nailed it. I crushed it. Is pretty much what you're saying.
who told you you nailed it? Because it wasn't me. It wasn't
This guy.
the native New Yorker. It was.
That's how we do it in Boston. Hey, Yurt.
I don't think that's true.
No, it's not.
I don't-
It's not. None of this is true. None of this is accurate.
All right. Lisa, my Lisa is here. She said, I'm India's person. Also a Lisa, Little Forest
Aw.
Holmes. There you go. Not
Go,
Thomas.
Lisas.
Not
Not
Thomas, Little Forest Tomes.
Thomas.
That is a clever play on names, though, if you look at it, right? Little Forest Tomes, like Little Forest Homes. If you say it fast, Little Forest
Aw.
Homes. Did you
That's
just get
nice.
that?
Yep.
Did-
Listen, India. It's been a little bit since we've had
It
this
has been.
opportunity to be together.
I know. I'm so excited. I know.
And I'm like wearing the corporate hat too much.
Right.
I need to loosen up. The music helped. The
Okay,
lesson
good.
on the yurt helped.
No.
I'll get there by
Yurt.
by 8:30. We're gonna be so in sync.
Okay. Don't make me put a timer on all scenes, a countdown timer. Don't make me do that, because I can do that with you.
This is the countdown to when Jillian's going to get her shit together and be a normal human being.
A New
Slap it on there.
Yorker. Oh, God. Your Lisa says, Jill, you can say it. I know you can. Look. No. Listen, I will end your ass, okay? I can do that to you. Don't
Getting
try me
worse.
because
It's
I
getting
will hit the
worse.
X button and just
Don't do
hang
it.
up on you.
Look,
We
I
need
have
to
my
both-
mouse over your X buttons, but those X's don't do anything.
No. All right.
All right.
All right.
Wow.
All right. All right. All right. Wait. Paul says, just scream, hey, girl. That you
Hey,
can
girl.
do.
Okay,
That
I
you
can
can
definitely do
do.
that.
That you can do. I mean, it depends on how you say hey girl. You might be able to get away with that in New York.
In New
You might
York?
be able to get away with the hey girl.
So knowing me, I would just be like, India! Right?
Yeah, that would be what you would do. You. And then all the other New Yorkers, it depends on how close you are to people, because some people would be like, yo, whoa.
That's okay. Listen, I've learned I'm just me. Whatever the heck comes out, depending on the time of day, the amount of
That's it.
caffeine,
There you go.
it all just depends.
Are
I
you
don't
drinking
know.
coffee? Is that what you're drinking?
You know, I'm drinking hot tea. Like
Hot tea. I'm not a fan
yeah.
of tea. I do not like
I
tea.
wasn't. I've been on a tea kick for like 6 months now. It's like so good.
That's how I feel.
Thank you for that. Your timing is incredible, people.
All right. I hope everybody's ready. I hope
Yeah.
everybody's ready. I don't think people realized what it was when I said you were going to come on the show. I don't
No.
think they realized what our dynamic
No.
really can be.
No idea. So what's interesting about our dynamic is that both of us, and this is a new term I learned this past week, both of us can zip up and put on our corporate hat and do what we need to do and get things done and
So
come
true.
from this very put together point of view and
So
delivery. But when we don't have to be zipped up,
It's a wrap.
it's all bets are off. We
That's
are who we are. We have lots of fun.
Agree. That's
Yeah.
it. It's like
Yeah.
F that. F that. I'm
Yep.
corporate all the time. So when I'm hanging out with y'all, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
All right. So we are going to have fun. We are going to talk about some serious things tonight. Not serious things, but we're going to talk about all different things. We're going to have fun. You're going to do pod decks.
We want it to be a fruitful time for people. We want to be, sharing our whatever we can. And, we want it to be a good time for everyone.
That's it. So we're going to get straight into it. You like this. Is this what I should have opened for you? This is, you jamming.
I would have been able to,
There you go. Better. It's still, you got to bring it down a pitch. You got to bring it down a pitch.
I'll find it.
But I'll help you find it. I'll help you find it.
Oh, it's like a car's squealing to a halt. Nope, it's worse. It's worse. Okay, let's move on. We got to move on from the year.
Okay, we'll move on. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. All right, so let's get into it. Let me let you introduce yourself, because there are people. I see Celeste here. I see my Lisa here. So there are a handful of people that I don't think know who you are. And how you've come into the Ecamm community, how you and I became friends, and things like that. So why don't I give you a minute to introduce yourself, tell everybody, and I'll lower the music so we can do formal introduction. Everyone, please welcome my guest. Are you going by Miss Jill? Jill, we didn't talk about that, and I meant to ask you that.
We didn't talk about that. Please
right,
call
so
me by my formal name. Jillian Faith is my name. If you address me in any other way, this interview is over.
Wait,
respect.
You know what I need? I need, I have to create an overlay that's just like a black overlay. So when my guests just say this interview's over, I can just do like a black overlay. Like, you just shut it down. Damn it.
You need like a Stream Deck button. Yep.
I do.
Boing.
Just like an
blackout
end button. Just, that is it.
Yep.
All right. So what is going on? Tell everybody.
So, hello,
Jill,
how are you?
Jill Faith?
No. Oh, no, don't. No. Okay, so I will say this. My name is Jillian. My closest friends call me Jill, or some other ridiculous nickname, which I will not share on this live stream out of respect for India and her followers and her very important life. But a lot of people call me Miss Jill. That was a nickname that I got when I started off in education many, many, many years ago. And so it just kind of stuck. So yeah. Am I glitching out, or am I good on your end?
You're good. No, I think you're good on my end. I think you're good.
Cool.
Don't call it out.
So
Don't call it out, Jill. Come on. Remote production
Rookie.
101. Don't call that was
I
a
know.
super rookie move. Come on.
You're no.
Nope, not that one. Go ahead. Not that one.
So if you make shorts later, I'm gonna make a timestamp for us to cut out that weird part. Ready? Okay, now we're back into it. Yes. So, hey everyone, my name is Jill. It's great to be here on India's show. I'm super excited. So we met through the Ecamm community, and I started using Ecamm right before the pandemic, and I'm so glad I did because it really helped me get through that time and really lean into live streaming. And even without live streaming, also just live to tape video recording. And yeah, it was a super huge game changer for me. My background is in education. So I used to be an ESL teacher. I speak a lot of Portuguese, eu falo português, and a lot of Spanish. And so when I started using this product, the software, that it helped me do my job better. I'm a communications coordinator for a school district. So that same district I used to teach in, now I'm running the communications. So I do social media, video production, live streaming, photography, all that good stuff. So to be able to use Ecamm was just awesome because I was able to do a better job of my job, save myself a ton of time. And at the beginning of the pandemic and all throughout that, our district was able to do really cool, innovative, high quality streaming and video production that whole entire time because of this product. So I couldn't help, being the teacher, I couldn't help but make a bunch of tutorials on Ecamm. So I would find things, goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. That's such a silly thing to say. Oh golly. I almost said a bad word. But back in the day, Ecamm is always changing, right? And 4.0 is coming up soon. And it's amazing. And if you download the beta, there's so many amazing things about it. But at the beginning, it was much more basic. So people like you and I were always trying to figure out a way to push the software, or like we'd have an idea on what we wanted to do, and maybe it wasn't in the software yet. So we'd find these different resources to still integrate. So anytime I figured something out on Ecamm, I would go over to the Facebook group and be like, all right, guys, hey, I just figured this out. Or I used to do this and it took me like a wicked long time. And now it's like way easier. Yeah. And so I did a lot of that at the beginning. And what's really cool is that the group has grown so much. Yeah. And there's so much content in terms of tutorials on how to use it and different use cases. So I don't feel as much, not that I ever felt pressure, but I don't feel as much pressure now to go ahead and make some of those tutorials because the software has evolved. And it's like they listen to everything that we came up with. They're like, oh yeah, we could code that.
No problem. And then literally like a day later, okay, new beta 3.21.55 million.
Yep. That was the one. Right? That was actually the one. That was the one. Your memory is
spot on. Listen, I'm good with numbers. That's why I'm a banker.
So you and I first connected because I think I just like popped into one of your ladies' nights like 2 years ago. Is that when we first connected?
No. So definitely talking and sharing ideas in the Ecamm Live community. Yeah. It was, I know for me, the very first stream or very first video I saw that you shared was when you did, I think you had green screens for everybody when you were doing the the on-site production for the Business Development Center. Excuse me. And everybody had their own, like you did the colors. It was an organization you guys interviewed. I think it was, right? So, it was was it a pharmaceutical company or something?
You're exactly right. So, so I have my
that's legit memory. We didn't practice this. That was real memory.
That was for real. Go ahead. That was for real. So so in addition to my job for the school system, I also have a couple of companies that I work with. So I'm the creative director for an economic development corporation. Yep. And we had this, in the middle of COVID, we had this opportunity to interview people from Quest Diagnostics, which is a huge life science company. It was a big deal to get them to come through our doors. But that being said, we were like, we need to, I can't even think of the word, socially distant. We need to socially distant everybody. Yep. And so I pushed Ecamm Live to the limit. Yeah. And so I was trying to think of like, how can we have everybody be 6 feet apart? We were only supposed to have a couple of guests, but they brought extra guests. And I was like, sure, no problem. We could totally do that. That's easy. Yeah. So we ended up
No pressure.
rigging up some green screens, and then I
Right.
used Keynote and like a gradient fill, and I just
Yeah.
kind of made these
Yeah. Yep.
branded backgrounds so that when
Yep.
all 5 or 6 of us were on camera at the same time, it looked clean.
Yeah.
I didn't overproduce it in terms of overlays. I mean, I had
Yeah.
everybody's names and stuff like that,
Yep.
but I wanted people when they joined in to be like, "Okay, this is clean. This is
Yeah.
clean, watchable. You
Yep.
can hear, you can see well."
Yep.
Yeah.
How many green screens did you guys have? Because
So,
it was right? It was multiple green screens. How did you
yeah,
do? And I was
because
looking
we
for that
had to
video.
be super far apart. Yeah, I'll share it with you after this, and we can, if
Yeah.
people wanna, we can drop
Yeah,
it in the
definitely
description or
share it with me
something.
so I can put it in the description,
Yep. Yeah.
so they can go back because I think that from a remote production or on-site, from a live streaming video
Yeah.
production, we'll just say video production,
Uh-huh.
from a video production standpoint, and I was using green screen, right? So that's how I started.
Mhm.
So for me,
Yep.
anyone that does green screen, I'm like all looking, and it was
I can
super
remember your
simple.
tutorials. I can remember
Man.
watching you would go through, you got these downloads, you got these great backgrounds from
Yeah.
Canva. I
Yep,
can
yep, yep.
literally still see that painted one in
Yep,
there.
that everybody
Yep.
thought was a legit real background, and I'm like, "No, guys, it's a green screen." I remember I bust a few people's bubbles by, like, turning the green screen off and on, and people
Yeah.
were, like, so mad. But anyway,
Which is
how many
a huge compliment
Right, exactly.
'cause you
How many
understood how
green
to
screens
light,
did
yeah.
you have that day?
So we had a couple of people we were able to share. I mean, we had 4 pop-up green screens. I think they're
Yep.
the Elgato ones.
Yep,
And
yep, yep.
then we just used those, like, old school
Sheets.
kind of, like, green sheets.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
let me tell you, it was not easy. I can look at that now and say, "You know what? I know which ones are keyed out better."
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But for
Okay.
the most part, for what it was, I mean, and we were just
Yeah.
using a conference room. Like, it
Right.
was it used to be this big boardroom, so it was cool. But yeah,
Yeah.
getting the right amount of lights,
Yep.
and it was a trip. It was a
I
lot of
bet.
work. Yeah.
No, I bet. So that was the first video because you shared it. So for me, you shared it
Mhm.
in the community to show how
Yep.
you pushed Ecamm to its limits, right? So I went through it. And then
I
I
shared the
probably,
pictures too. I think I
yeah, I
I
think it
shared
was
a link
both.
behind the
Yep.
scenes. Here's the
Yep.
slides. Yep.
Yep. And so you definitely spoke to me, right? Seeing who you did it for, you spoke to my corporate America side, right? And I was just coming into Ecamm for the very same reasons. It wasn't because I
Yeah.
was live streaming or creating content. It was because I was
Alright.
using it for the bank,
For
right?
your job. Yeah.
Right. And I was just so blown away and I was like, "Oh my god, she's so badass. This is so awesome." Like the fact that you did it. Koa's been wanting to say hi to you all evening, so I just, I'll let her say
Hi.
hi.
Where's
She
your
can't hear
squeaky
you. The
toy?
squeaky toy, have you heard it? Look, she just
I'm hearing it.
pain in my ass. Anyway, so yeah, so that was the first time that then I commented and then that was
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
and
We
that's
connected. Yeah.
instantly, right? And I feel like I talk to people, now, and we talk about how a lot of us became friends, and a lot of it is because of what that moments like that in
Yeah.
Ecamm bringing all of us around the world
Yeah.
together.
There's
Um,
something vulnerable about that too, because like all of us, I mean, I think about the and for my I think about the OG Ecamm friends
mhm,
that we made, like you're talking about. And it was everybody was coming here saying, "All right, I figured this out." People were super vulnerable. There was no gatekeeping. It was just like, "Hey, this might
mhm.
be helpful." So I put you in that category as well because I don't know if it's the teacher in me or just the like we're all struggling to get through life. So if someone's sharing shortcuts and someone's
Right.
being vulnerable, I mean, I love
Yeah.
watching good productions, don't get me
Yep.
wrong. Like watching the productions. Shoot, I was watching golf. I don't watch golf,
Golf.
but
Right.
I was
Right.
watching live stream of golf
Yeah.
competitions and I don't even that's not even the right word, tournaments. And I
Yeah.
was fascinated because it was like, okay, so they're switching
To
from
see.
that. Oh, they're
Yeah.
actually doing a squeeze
Exactly.
there and this overlay.
Yep.
I never
Yep.
watched live
Yep.
sports, but
The way you do now.
that's
Right.
valuable, right? But what
Right.
was more valuable to me were seeing those moments from people like you, people like Kirk, people like
Yeah.
too many people.
Yeah.
Too many people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
we gotta mention Doc, all
Yeah.
these
Of
people that have
course.
different
Yep.
personalities, different
Yep.
skills, different approaches to communication
Yeah.
that, made it easier for me to grow, and yeah, it just
Yeah.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then fast forward. So then we started, became friends, chatting, yada, yada. And it
Yeah.
was supposed to be a ladies' night stream.
Yeah.
That was it. Me, you, and Keely. I think
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
me, right? It was me, you, and
It
Keely.
was Keely.
And you
Yeah.
totally bombed on us. Didn't put the date in your calendar. I had reminded her. Now, okay, so evolution. I wasn't using Calendly. That is not how you know. That is good. I'm gonna give you a coño for that one because that is not a year.
No,
no, no, absolutely not. And so, even with that,
How
right,
did I-
learning opportunities and things like that. I use Calendly now. I have a workflow. I follow up,
Yeah.
right? Like all of that stuff. That stuff wasn't in place. But I remember I did text you and you were good because I remember being in touch with you. You were like, yep, I'm ready.
It was
And
not
then-
on you.
Yeah, no, I know. I
Yeah.
know that wasn't.
But I will say you're new, like you just said, the fact that like I was getting automated text reminders today, this week, like
get
it's
your life
super
together.
Yeah, I mean, I got 4 kids, a couple jobs. You know what I'm saying? Give me a little break. But
You're right,
I
you're
remember having like a panic attack, being like, "Oh no!"
Because then
that's
I'm messaging
now.
you, right?
Yep.
I'm messaging you because everything was fine. I think we even spoke the day before. Like we spoke very
Yeah.
up to it that I would have never, like.
Sure.
And so then I'm like, well, something must be up because she confirmed we're good. Let's just go live. And so I'm
Yeah.
messaging. Then you start instant messaging me back. And I was, because you were like, wait, is that this week? I could have sworn I was like, no,
And I take these guest opportunities so seriously. Like literally, anytime someone asks me to be on their show, it is I am redoing my home studio the day before. I'm like
the way you did today with your pineapple.
Seriously. Well, oh yeah, put my
point at a pineapple. The little one.
You know, pineapple is like my favorite word in Portuguese. Do you know what it is in Portuguese?
No.
Abacaxi.
Abacaxi.
It's an amazing word. It's an amazing word.
Anyway.
But anyways, so yeah.
Go ahead.
So I remember having that moment, and at the same time, I was running to the package
store. For those of you guys that are not from the Northeast, and New York doesn't count.
Little bit of mom juice.
Right, some mom juice. Yep.
And I pulled out my cell phone, and I think I put on headphones, and I jumped on the live stream, and it was so much fun. And of course, come back.
From the minivan. Yeah. It was the greatest thing. You're making random faces online. We're talking about how great the quality was. You had just gotten the iPhone, and I'm like, but how do you look so good? You're in a car. Like I forget about you just not even right. That was the face. Those are the ones right there.
Thanks.
Paul, please timestamp that. Please timestamp that so I can take that out.
You know all those TikTok videos where like this woman is like super gorgeous and beautiful and put together, and then you put a different angle and you're like, I'm really good at I'm really good at looking amazing.
No, not packet, a packy. Like it's a package store. That's what they call it. From Massachusetts up, and where Angie's at, because Angie's right in northern Connecticut.
Yeah.
So it's literally from where I would say right where she's at to like Massachusetts, Rhode Island, all of that up north. They call
it the packy.
The package store.
I mean, a lot of people will still call it a package store, but us cool people call it the packy. Yeah.
The packy.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And then you apologized. You said you were going to come back on stream, and here we are 2 years later.
Yeah. Well, you joined me for a live stream on Women's Day.
You're right. Yes.
Last year, which was great, because when I think of Women's
Day,
she
remembers that stream. That was you had me crying. We laughed so much. Oh my goodness. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Here we are.
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No. I was just going to say it's always cool to connect with someone that you respect professionally and you have a great time with socially, and to be able to not take yourself too seriously. Who's another surprise goofball? Stephanie.
Oh,
Holy
Stephanie.
smokes.
Lou, who's now
Yep.
Garcia, she's going to be on the show. She's closing out January for me. She's coming on the 29th.
She
But
is
yes,
a
and
gem.
she makes
If
faces too.
if
She
you can get her to
absolutely.
unzip, whoa,
Yes.
I love
Yes.
that girl. So like it's fun, and you're safe. We're all safe people because we're all trying to figure out all the things from
You
tech
know what I
to
just
our
thought of?
jobs to our own
Related
businesses. What's
but
that?
not related. So
Yeah.
I'm using Ecamm Beta, the latest one, which has
Yeah.
video ISO. So
Yeah.
your video feed is going to be a clean video
You're so
feed
welcome.
of
You get it
just
all.
you making faces. I'm probably going to do a compilation of just your faces throughout. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to
I'm
take
just giving you
your
content
video
for later.
ISO and just stitch it together. And then
Yep.
I'll post it in the Ecamm community and I'll say, you're
Yeah.
welcome. This is exactly why Ken and Glenn made video ISO for
This is
moments like
it.
this.
This is it.
That's it. I got you.
Don't
Anyway.
include any clip of me looking cute. Don't.
No, just
like this right here.
No.
No. Just like
That one.
just do like this.
That's the one. That's the one. Oh my goodness. I have to take a second. My friend Steve just moved to Japan this summer. Yeah, he was in the Let's Get Live community. He's in the Ecamm community. Awesome. And where is my thing, Steve? It's somewhere. He makes stained glass, but he also works for the military. And right before he left, I think like 3 weeks before he left, he was in Philadelphia and we had a chance to have dinner. And we hung out and he's hanging out now from Japan. How exciting is that?
That's
What's
awesome.
going on, Steve? I appreciate you. Thanks for coming through. All right. So, funny faces, remote production, getting ready for interviews. What happened tonight? Let's talk about a little bit. Do we have a blooper for the community? Do you want me to do the blooper first, or do you want to talk about what happened?
Let's talk about. Let's set it up.
Okay, let's set it up.
Just a little setup.
Let's set it up. Go ahead. Let me go ahead. Set it up. What happened?
Right. So when I know I'm going to be a guest on a live stream, and I remember to go to the live stream, I take that very seriously. I want to make sure I have headphones so we don't have any feedback. I make sure that my lighting's good. I make sure that, if this camera that I'm using here dies for some reason, I have a backup camera, which would be awful because potato cam is what I call like built-in webcams, and it's just the worst.
I have a bad potato cam. Yes.
I agree. Woof.
Yes.
But so, I go through my tech check, whether I'm hosting or whether I'm a guest, because I want your stream to be amazing because you deserve it to. So I have 2 microphones, right? I have 2 microphones. I have this, I can't remember it, my Wave 3, which I love.
Wave 3. Yep.
But then this is my SM7. So anyways, I was doing a mic check, just make sure that everything was perfect.
Right. And so this is the clip I get today. Where is it? This is the clip I get today from Jill.
All right. So this is me just testing my microphone. It's really close to my mouth. If I get it a little farther away, or I could have like the side angle. Oh, shit. And I just dropped it. Fuck. Tech check. Tech check. Because, okay, so when you do a tech check.
I want you to know we both, as soon as she dropped it, we both died laughing at the same time. Go ahead. So
I was recording because, oh my God, I'm literally crying.
You are.
Because you can't just, all right, so if you're using headphones to listen to yourself, sometimes you need to actually do an actual recording tech check because I wanted to make sure that the latency was everything like that. So I had to do a real record it in Ecamm, play it back, and just the timing was perfect. So the arm on this thing is no joke.
What is that? What arm? What boom arm is that? What do you
frame something or crap? The logo's
You said it weighs like 100 pounds. I'm like,
Gator.
what is happening? Oh, you got a Gator Works. You got a
which is awesome. Just real heavy, and the whole thing went, and then I'm like, oh crap! But I didn't say crap.
Paul says, no, you didn't say crap. That's funny. Paul said, make sure the mic is mounted to the desk. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what happened. What really happened?
So I moved around my whole office. So I'm in my master bedroom right now. Yeah. Okay. So I moved everything around. And I think when I did that, I mean, it's totally clamped to my desk. I just maybe got a little unclamped because I
A
just did
little.
and the thing just went clink. So
No,
yeah,
Jill, it is not clamped to your desk. You thought it was clamped to your desk.
it was. It just needed one more crank.
No, that looked like it needed like 5 more cranks.
It needed
That
more
just
cranks.
more cranks. We'll just call it. Oh my goodness, that was funny. And then she starts sending me pictures. She sends me 2 pictures, and I should have
Yeah.
uploaded those pictures. You know what? We can do it. Hold on. I will. Let me see. Because I'm trying to relax. I'm trying to decompress. I had a really long week. Let me just come here. Hold on one second so we can show everybody.
So as you're setting that up, like as a guest, I'm thinking I want to make sure I respect your show and what you're doing, because obviously this is some top-notch stuff going on here. This is some gems, right? So I was like, all right, I'm setting up a new space.
Right.
Is this good? This or that? I wanted to send you a this or that.
Yeah. Okay. So this is one of the pictures, right? So she sends me the pictures, and this is one of the pictures. And so she goes, pineapple or no pineapple? And I'm like, what the fuck? What is she showing me? Really? I had no idea what you were showing me. Hold on, wait a minute. Koa is under the desk and my Stream Deck pedal is there. And I have a shortcut to end the stream. Hold on. Wait, let me turn off the Stream Deck pedal. Where did she go? Go upstairs. Go to bed. Go to bed right now. Don't laugh at me. Look, wait. She's like, Mom.
I want that on ISO, by the way.
Go to bed. Go to bed.
Go to bed. Get upstairs.
Shut up. I'm trying to be serious.
Listen. Okay, be serious.
Go to bed. Go. Shut up. Go to bed right now. Gosh,
for everyone tuning in, we just this has been the best minute of your life. You're welcome.
I'm gonna put that one on video, ISO. Go to bed. Go to bed. Right now. Go to bed. Yeah, so she sends me, and so she says, what do you say? Hold on. You say, first of all, pineapple or no? And I'm like, what is she talking about? Not that one. Hold on. So I'm like, pineapple or no? And so this is me. I'm like this right on the sofa. What is she talking about?
Camera 1, camera 2. Camera 1.
What am I looking for? I don't want to ask. I don't want to say, give me a second. Then finally.
Oh, yeah, because it doesn't.
Finally, this is what she's talking about in the background.
Yeah.
Pineapple or no pineapple.
I thought it was very clear.
It was not for me. It was not. So I need to tell you. God. So, and maybe it was very clear. Angie's putting the kids to bed right now because she would have popped in. She told me she was going to try to pop in. So Angie will say that, so as a lesbian, I'm more mask presenting. I say that I do have more testosterone in me. So I have more what we would call, and that's stupid, right? Like women tendencies, male tendencies, but whatever. Sure. I have more male tendencies, right? And so Angie will say that is one of my male tendencies, that I'll open the fridge.
Yeah.
And I'll be like,
can't see it.
Babe, where's the soda? And she's like, I swear to God. And I'm like, babe, I looked. Yeah. And she's like, it's right there. And I'm like, no, it's not. And she'll get up and it'll be right there. So that's probably what happened with the pineapple or no pineapple. I'm like, what is she talking about?
No, I gave you no context. And it's also, it's blurred out, right? Because we've got these great Sigma lenses and the Sony SM7. Like we know what we're doing here on these Ecamm streets. So one might not realize that's
Look at who just showed up. Babe, you just showed up 30 seconds too late. So go back and replay the last probably minute. And then because everybody loves to hear. Everybody loves to hear Angie's point of view. So just go back, replay, and then fast forward it at, whatever, and then come back. Wait, Paul says, I never noticed. You know what? Y'all better leave me alone. And then everybody's laughing because I was yelling. Koa's, I don't want to say her name, but Koa's feelings were hurt. She's like, what do you mean? Anyway, she'll be all right. She was doing the most, coming under the desk, about to step on the stream deck pedal, and then just randomly end the stream.
Then
You
you'll get that
belong
thing
under
you wanted earlier, like show over.
No, it's not programmed for that. The end scene won't go in. All the work that I did right before the stream. Oh my goodness. Anyway, all right. So we talked about, so you've done a good amount of stuff. Let's talk about what you've been up to the last, I guess, 2 years, right? Because you were full-time entrepreneur, part-time. Like, what was that like for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would love to answer.
Oh, good.
So it's funny at the beginning of ding ding at the beginning of my journey and my involvement with Ecamm, I was kind of on the fence as to whether I wanted to continue working full time in the school district and then build my side business to be my full time thing.
Right.
And so, as much as I made extra money over the last 3 years doing subcontracting, doing in-person production, doing remote production, doing a lot of social media support for different companies and small businesses. So I was really investing in this. I wanted to see what it would feel like if I ever took that leap. And there's so many different options for people like us, which we can talk about in a little bit. But anyway, so I was on the fence,
Right.
My dad's owned his own business since before I was born. And there's so many things that him and I have in common. And so I was like, do I want to go down this road or not? So with my kids, I've got 4 kids, 12, 8, and my twins are 7.
Yeah.
So after kind of doing the grind for a few years, it became clear to me that I need to still buckle down a little bit. And there is nothing wrong with that. So I have different plans on where I want to be and what I want to do with my LLC. So I mean, like I have my company. I launched my website with the help of JP High Tech. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
So, I've got things in place, but I'm not ready or willing to take the risk to go into it full time. All the time, because there's just too many benefits to working a 9 to 5 at this point, especially in this economy and everything like that. So I know I've got a great setup working for a school district. So the district that I work at, I was an ESL teacher and a biology teacher for 11 years. And then I slowly transitioned into this, and now it's full time. So full time, I'm able to, run multiple social media channels for the same organization. I get to do some writing. I get to do professional development. So I still get to do all the things I love to do under the safety of a 9 to 5 that takes out the taxes for me, that, I have my HSA card. So there's a lot of benefits to that. So what I decided to do over this next season of my life is to stay planted in the educational system, which I love. And also every once in a while, like I'll really miss teaching. I'll just go to the high school and be like, who needs a sub? I have so much fun with it. And then I'm able to keep a couple of clients, and, I'm open to different opportunities that make sense, that are not so much of a long-term investment. But, I'm curious about what the future is going to look like. I know that, being a teacher and being a female in the tech industry as well, like I'm interested to see about, do I want to lean into course creation, and it's just a matter of timing and figuring out what direction do I want to go to. So if you were to go to my YouTube channel, it's kind of all over the place, but the foundation of that has been
all over the place.
I don't know why, because it's like, I'm very clear person, right? I do one thing and I do it well.
First of all, you know what? Go ahead, because we're going to go to your YouTube channel. I'm not going to play the videos, but we're going to show your YouTube channel. Go ahead while I get this together. Because,
there's some people that have a super clear vision and they like to niche down and it really makes sense for them. And then there are people like me, you could chalk it up to just having a bunch of different interests, right? I'm a musician, I'm a language teacher, I'm a lot of things. I also have ADHD, so I like to keep the project. I mean, I do. It's not even like cute and trendy. It's like,
I can't with you.
Right? So having all those things, so if I were to do a course, what do I want to lean into? Do I want to do the Miss Jill thing where I'm teaching English to Brazilian Portuguese speakers and fully lean into that? Do I want to
Right.
do like one of my videos I didn't even think a lot about was how to use a GoPro to live stream. And that's got like
Yeah, I
a
remember
number of
that one.
thousands of
Yeah,
views. And
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
I watched that a few times personally because I got
yeah.
a GoPro and I'm like, all right, how do I connect this? Jillian did something. Let me watch her video because I know she'll teach me. Because why would I figure it out on my own?
Well, why should you? I mean, like, gosh, my
Right.
my washing machine broke, and so I just went to the YouTubes and put
The
in the name of the
YouTubes.
things,
The
and then up
YouTubes.
comes a tutorial, you know? É muito fácil, gente, you know? So
You're
I
an
truly
idiot.
I know,
I
it's
love
great.
you. You're an idiot. I mean that, anyone who knows me knows that I mean that with like the
Oh, yeah.
most
I
terms
have
of
arrived.
endearment, right? Exactly.
India India called me an idiot. I'm here. Hello. I'm a big
Oh my
deal.
goodness. Koa came back down. I'm gonna beat her butt. I may have to do a be right back screen, or you may have to entertain. Wait,
Oh,
Paul,
I'm
look at the
so bad at
comments. Hold on.
entertaining.
Hold on. Look at the comments. The comments. Freaking Paul. This is Koa. She only thinks she has control over me. She is mean like a he. That's Paul because Paul's a manager of my YouTube channel.
Paul, sneaky Paul.
So here's your I don't know what's happening with this white bar on the side, and I'm not gonna
That's
worry
okay.
about it, but
Yeah, don't worry about it.
this is your YouTube channel. Oh, you were
What?
on you were on don't tell me Ellen. Right? You
Uh-huh.
were on Ellen
Yeah,
twice.
I won
Was
a
it
car
twice or
on that.
was it once?
No, I won a car on the Ellen show just one time.
Just one time.
Just
You
one time.
sung hold on. I got to go back full screen for this. You sung with with Pink, right?
Yes.
What else have you done? You've done some crazy stuff. What
I
else? Like
met
crazy good stuff.
I met and collaborated with this person you wouldn't know, but they're really big in the Brazilian community. Gavin from Small Advantages. He's a YouTuber. He's got like 2 million followers. Incredible educator person. So,
Yeah.
like before manifesting was like a thing, I've
Yes.
always said things that like I'm the luckiest person in the world. Like so many things open up. So like I didn't even know I was like doing that. But I'm quite lucky. But I'm always thinking strategically, not in like a sketch bag kind of way, like, oh, I'm gonna take advantage of the situation.
Not in a sketch bag situation.
Not in a sketch bag kind of way. But I do think about like I think a lot of steps ahead on a lot of different interactions. So if I'm going to
Yeah.
something, I think, okay, how can who am I going to be around? What opportunities might be available? So there's this really great game. Sorry, see the ADHD is happening.
That's okay.
There's
That's
this
all right.
really
Here, I
great
got something for
game.
you. Where is it? Here you go. It's supposed to be the other way
Squirrel!
around. It's supposed to be not you. It's supposed to be he's supposed to be pointing to you.
I feel like me and the squirrel are just doing squirrel.
Go ahead.
So there's this great game called Pando. It's like a card game you play with your friends. And it's
Okay.
like or maybe it's another game. I can't remember. But it's like basically who in your group is the most like this. So one of the cards was like,
that sounds like a
who
fun
in
game.
your friend group? Oh, it's so much fun. So I play this with like my 6 best friends. Who in your friend group is most likely would most likely network at a funeral? And they were all like, oh, Jill. And I'm like, hold on though. I am not like the used car salesman person. I'm just really social and I like to connect with people. And if we're all there together, we have something in common and I want to know what it is. It's the person that died. Great. What did you think of them? I thought this. Like, I'm not trying to pick anyone up. I just like people.
That's it. I mean, might as well.
So all these crazy things happened, right? The thing with Ellen, I knew that my sister was going to have a big reaction to my surprise twin pregnancy. So we recorded that and put that on YouTube and it went viral. There's like 11 million views. The thing with Pink, my friend invited me to go to a Pink concert. I didn't know what seats we had. Turns out we had excellent seats. Lisa Lombardo, actually, she was joining us here in the live stream. So she gave me a free ticket. We went and then I thought, okay, if I were to get close enough for her to see a sign, what might I want to write on that sign? So I wrote bucket list. And what do I know about Pink? I know Pink loves Ellen. I know she's a hilarious mom, and I know she's really, really relatable. So on
Right.
the sign, I wrote bucket list, meet twins, check, meet
Yeah.
Ellen, check, sing with Pink, no check. So I think about these type of things to try to make the most of a potential opportunity. And
Yeah.
even if she didn't let me sing, she would at
Yeah.
least know, like, I think you're awesome. You're amazing.
Yeah.
You're a great mom. And so that happened. And it was really, really
But
cool.
it happened, right? So if you don't know, and I didn't get a chance to update the descriptions, but I
Mhm.
will update the descriptions. But you are Miss Jill. You can see over here
Mhm.
at Miss Jill on YouTube. So if you go to her page, you can see that she has the
Mhm.
reactions. I watched the reaction. It was funny AF. That was funny as hell. You won a car from Ellen. You also, it
Yep.
was like a double surprise because you won a car from Ellen, but then you told your
Yep.
sister that that's when you were pregnant with the twins. And she was like all
Yep. So
crying and all like the
yep.
best thing ever. It's the
Yep.
best thing
Yep. It
ever.
was really cool. It was really cool. So the
Oh
message for
man.
both of those opportunities is that, like, if you think maybe you should record, just record.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
know, like,
Just you never
don't be
know,
that
right?
obnoxious mom. Like, I don't believe in being the mom that's, like, recording your kids all the time, so they're, like, crying and you're recording them trying to get the good footage. Like, that's
Right.
vomit all the way. Like, don't be
Right.
that person.
Yeah.
And don't,
Yeah.
don't maybe network at funerals like my friends think I do. But if you think that there might be something that's interesting or that could lead to something else, like,
Oh
have
my
your cell
goodness.
phone. The footage of our viral video is absolute garbage. It's just on a cell phone. The audio is
Right.
terrible. But it was a very real raw moment. And then at the
Yeah.
Pink concert, we had one of my friends took footage, but then
Yeah.
I literally went on my Facebook and I was like, did anybody else go to the concert last night? If so, can you email me your clip? So if you look at the Pink video,
Yeah.
you'll see that it's like 5 different cell phone footage from people I didn't even know. One
Oh,
person I
that's
knew
funny.
sent me their footage. So I
Yeah.
stitched it all together just to
Yeah.
do kind of like a storytelling thing with it. So
The
anyways,
same way I'm going to tell the stories of your faces. I'm going to tell a story of all the faces you're doing today. So I'm going to stitch all that together.
you're gonna stitch all that together. Yeah, you should definitely. There were some good moments when you were yelling at your dog. I think I
Go to
took
bed.
advantage of
Really?
making
Oh,
some.
okay, good. Okay.
I
Go to
mean,
bed. Go on
you
you.
just scrub through it and be like, oh, there's Jill being a weirdo.
There-
There's Jill being a weirdo.
Oh, man. You're
Mm.
no. No. Sorry. And we're now past. We're at 47 minutes. You still haven't gotten it. I'm a little disappointed, but whatever, it's fine.
Shoot.
It's fine.
You know, I got a lot of skills. Your is not one.
It's not okay. So how about we? How about we do that? Just.
Yeah.
There you go. That
I
was
do
it.
it?
That was it. That was the shot right there. That is the you gotta look.
I had
Cole's
to
trying
put
to
some
get
motion.
Get out of
Yeah.
here. There you
Yeah.
go. See,
Yeah.
see, you gotta do the lean back because you gotta lean you gotta get your whole body.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all. Look at this one.
You're-
She's like, Mom, what's
you're-
happening? No, not that.
I'm
No.
going backwards. No.
Yes, you are going backwards. So we're gonna get to pod decks. One last thing before I get to pod decks, because it's I think you can appreciate, right? Like when we do what we do as remote producers, on-site production, live streaming production, seeing, and you kind of said it, right? Seeing how people take advantage of the tools or how they create their production. Fascinates us. That's a nerd in us, right? For lack of better words. So you have produced sports events, right? Like for the school, you've produced graduations. I know that. I remember one of the videos that you shared was about like how, and it was too complicated for me. So I watched it and I was like, I'm never going to fucking need this. So whatever. But it was
click off.
Honest. Just be
It's cool. It's cool.
Fade to black. Fade to black. This stuff. Watch me be called tomorrow for a job here in New Jersey.
You'd be like, oh crap.
Jill, I'll pay you. Come from
Can I block
Massachusetts.
you from that video? Can I like go into YouTube specifics?
I'm not going to give
and
you
be
the
like,
answer to that.
set all my videos to private just to stick it to you? Now you're going to fade to black off my video? Okay. Have fun figuring that out.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Have fun.
Oh, well, what I was trying to say was that it was very valuable information, just not for me at the time.
Yep.
Because I remember, so it was that with the graduation one that you were doing something, and I don't know if it was like a Google Doc or something that you put basically automations in place for like the names to come on screen. You was doing a lot. You was doing the most.
I know.
That's how I felt.
So,
You were doing the most.
I was doing the most because I had this thing, right? I had this idea in my head that if I was watching this graduation ceremony, I would want to see the student, right? So I got this wide shot, and then I'd want to have the overlay of, I'd want to have the little panther paw, because, you know, got to stay on brand, and then have the kid's name slide out from under it. But then also we used to have in-person graduations inside, and then we'd have this projector so that if the student got scholarships and had postgraduate plans, we wanted to have it up there for everyone to see. So this past year, we're like, okay, let's add that into the live stream. So I want to be able to hit one button and have the kids' name and all of their accolades come up, but I didn't want it just to appear. I wanted the bottom to slide up and this to slide over.
Most definition. That's the definition of doing the most. You was doing the most.
I was doing the most.
How did that?
But it looked like it was all done in post, but it was live, and that's what I wanted. Really? You know, I wanted that special. I didn't want to overproduce it, but I wanted it to feel slick and intentional, and I wanted those accolades to be there, visible, long enough for the parents to take a screenshot. I wanted to give it that moment. And then I also wanted it, if a student didn't have any scholarships or postgraduate plans, I also wanted their moment to still be just as special. So I didn't want it to, it was just like, if I did a split screen, then I see less of the graduate. So, you know, it's those things you pick and you
how long did that take you to do that? Like, what was the work for that?
Yeah, that's a good question. God, I think I mostly blocked it out. It was a lot because it's also it was a lot. I'm not going to lie, because, you know, I said I was going to do the live stream as long as I got all of the information, correct spelling, correct name order, and correct accolades in an Excel sheet or a Google sheet. So at first it was like somebody sent me an Excel document and then it needed to be changed. I was like, guys, you need to put this in a live document. And then tell me when it's totally done. And then I will do it. So, I mean, the exporting didn't take as long as the first time when I did it. But I did everything in through Ecamm because it was just, I wanted to have less to worry about during the actual live stream. Ooh.
I give you, we're about to get it. We're about to get it. Paul messaged me and said, my camera's cutting in and out. And I was saying before the stream that duet is, I think that's what he was saying, that I'm cutting in and out. I'm assuming that it's my camera.
I think once in a while it'll flash a bit of green.
So the green, yes, it's a cam link because I have that's an Elgato thing. So now it's, there it is. See, I just saw it froze. I feel like it might have just frozen. That's because the duet is coming in and out. So my duet is acting crazy right now. And so if you guys are seeing where so the green is, I got issues all the way around. The flash of green is the cam link issue. And then me, like that stuttering, it looks like kind of I'm dropping frames. It's because my duet I probably just have to restart everything. And I obviously can't do that midstream. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
I don't know. Maybe I am.
You know? All right.
Are you ready for a miracle?
Okay. So let me see. Ooh. Let's do the library. I'll show you the library. So I have like pre-composed like questions, but we can also just choose from here randomly. All right. So there's
also, just so you know, I am notoriously bad at trivia.
So this is not like trivia of, not all of them.
Is this trivia about
like,
me?
Yes.
We're going to talk more about me.
Yes, honey. Does that make you feel happy?
Bring it.
Okay. Oh, Paul was saying that was a sound issue in the very beginning. Oh, that's weird. Okay, never mind. Well, I should have probably paid attention to the text. That was a text at the beginning of the stream that I didn't need to call attention to. So,
Hey, listen, India, it's kind of a rookie move. I don't know if you know this, but if you're noticing, no, it's just a heads up, right? Okay, I know
mhm,
you're a
mhm,
newbie,
mhm.
right? I'm here
Right,
for
right.
you. So when you're live streaming, if you notice that something might be, don't draw attention to it. It's
You know
fine.
what? All right.
You're welcome.
You right. You right, son. You right. You right. You right. I get that. All right. So look, so we got icebreakers, we got the
Hmm.
hustle, we have how dare you, and then if we click on it, it'll give us a
Yeah.
description. So you say, remember truth or dare, answer truthfully or else. Make it a drinking game. Ooh, that would be fun. But not right now, because you have tea and we'll just end up having to use the bathroom if we make it a drinking game
Oh
right
yeah.
now. Okay.
Yeah.
But so look, I'll let you see if you want to
No,
go
you
into
you
it.
pick.
Go ahead.
You
Me
pick whatever
pick?
you want. Yeah. I trust you.
You do you really? The face?
Another face. Timestamp 9:02.
Hold on. Ooh, college
Oh.
life? I've never done anything from
Oh
college life,
no,
I think.
college life is not interesting. I went to a evangelical university before I deconstructed.
We're
So
going in.
my
Let me
college life
see.
was, or is that where we're going?
Yeah. Look, this is
Okay.
not it's not all crazy.
Okay.
This one's and we can bounce back and forth in
Okay. Cool, cool,
between
cool.
the pod
It's
decks.
good.
All right. Were you
All
the
right.
first in your family to attend/graduate from college?
No, I was not the first.
Okay.
I was the first to get my master's degree.
Oh,
So
congrats. Look at you. All
all
educational up and
educated and stuff.
I see you. Yes, I was. I did
Yeah.
not finish. And my sister gets mad at me because I make what I make without a college degree.
There
So,
you go.
you know. that's
Haters gonna hate.
okay. Haters are good. I didn't mean that, guys. I'm not trying to offend. You and I got to be careful together because everybody's about to start dropping off the stream. Like, who does bitch think she is?
Haters are gonna hate. It happens. Like, don't let them bring you down. It's just you do you. You're crushing it.
All right. Okay. All right. Is there anything? These are boring questions. I thought they were. I mean, they're good questions, but we'll do. Okay, so we'll do 3 from here. So we'll do one more.
Okay.
Is there anything differently, and anything you would do differently if you could redo your college experience?
Yeah. So. Oh my God, we're having too much fun.
We are.
So my undergraduate degree,
Mhm,
I went full time for 1 year,
mhm.
and then for 6 years I just took a class here and there and here and there and here and there. I finally graduated. So my undergrad took about 7.5 years because
Yeah.
I was traveling a lot, living my best life, dating too
Yeah.
many different people. So yeah,
Okay.
if I could do
Okay.
anything differently, I think I would have graduated as quickly as possible. And then
Okay.
would I have gone to college in Florida and had all those extra student
Mm.
loans? I think I
Mm.
would because it was still such a great experience. But yeah, I don't know. I would have done it
Okay.
faster. What
Okay.
about you
Okay.
there, India?
I would,
Yeah.
and not because I didn't do anything. I would actually be so contrary to what a lot of people I feel like what a lot of people would believe about me.
Mm.
I am the nerd. I was the goody two shoes. I'm the oldest, so I am like the most responsible. So I didn't do anything. Like I didn't even cut out from high school. Like I
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't
Huh.
drink. I didn't like drink alcohol until I was 21. Like I didn't do any of those things. Yeah.
Wow.
Swear to God. Swear to God. So not that I would go
We,
back and just
yeah.
drink. Like, oh, I'm
I
gonna
feel like
fucking
you
get
and I think if we had 2 options, right? Where people had to pick up or down, and they
yeah,
said,
yeah.
with my weird religious background and stuff like that,
Right.
if someone said, which one of you did not drink until they were 21? They would not be guessing you, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
I
know.
don't think so.
That's
Yeah, I
interesting.
don't know.
That's
So you
cool.
guys, people in the community can answer. Like, what would you guys? Yeah. So I didn't do any of that. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
like smoke weed. I didn't do any of that. Like, even like I said, just even cutting out from high school.
Yeah.
Me when
And
I
by
cut
cutting
out
out,
from
do you mean skipping class?
yes, yes, that's what New
Okay,
Yorkers
just had
call
to
it.
confirm. Cutting out? I was like, cutting out. Cut it out? Oh, cutting out. Not attending your classes. That's what she means, guys. I'm here to translate.
That is yes, that's playing hooky. That is exactly. Koa said, "Mom, what?" Yes. Hold on, my phone. Get out of here. You're
Ooh,
go to
look at that
bed.
beautiful picture though.
Aw,
Okay.
that's me and my boo. Yes.
She's gorgeous.
Thank you. Get out of here. God. God. Trying to tell a story here, Koa. So I didn't even like from class when I cut out from class, when I played hooky from school or
Yeah.
class, was so in New York that I don't know. In New York, they're called regents, the tests that you take in
Okay.
high school at the end of the school year,
Okay.
you know, that like you have to take a math test,
Like
a
the M
science test.
Yeah, like we do MCAS. Uh-huh.
There you go. So in New York, they're called regents. So
Yeah.
my cutting, we were supposed still like you do that. That was my cutting out that I took my regents test. I finished early and I went to the beach. But that wasn't cutting out
Rebel.
because once you were done,
Ridiculous. I would have failed you. How dare you disrespect
after I took the test and
the
finished early.
educational institution by
So
getting a good grade on your test and going to the beach.
and going to
Ridiculous.
the beach afterwards. Yeah.
Shameful.
So if I would do stuff differently, I would have experienced more. I would have gone away to college. I didn't want to go
Yeah.
away because again, I was the oldest. My parents would lie to me a lot for my brother and sister. I'm
Yeah,
10
yeah,
years
yeah.
older than my brother, 7 years older than my sister. So I had like attachment
Yeah,
issues and
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, my parents need me. So I didn't do that. So I would
Mhm.
I would have gone away to college,
Yeah.
which in combination of that would have been me living on campus because I also feel like that was a part of it as well because I was
Yeah.
living on my own once I became of age and stuff and I was working full time it was like I needed to just be a full-time
Mhm.
adult more
Yeah.
than really do school. So that's what I would do different.
Now that I have
Oh,
4
uh,
kids and a
yeah.
career and, my roots are pretty deep here up at, Central Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that I did go away to college and that I
Yeah.
did get to kind of get some of that traveling and life experience because I went to Florida, I went to South Carolina, I went to Indiana. Like, I traveled around a lot, so I kinda got it out of
Yeah.
my system because maybe if I hadn't, would I be resentful now?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and my Lisa, not your Lisa. That's how we're gonna say it tonight. My Lisa, your Lisa said, "Are you from the Midwest? What are you doing my accent for, eh?"
Oh, so let me tell you, I just love doing accents. I did this job out in Minnesota, and I was getting some behind the scenes, and there was this dancer girl, and I was like, "Hey, do you wanna use my camera to get some behind the scenes?" And she went,
A dancer girl? What kind of
"Oh,
wait a minute,
oh, a
espérate.
GoPro."
What kind
I
of
never
dancer girl?
I was live streaming a dance competition.
Oh,
So,
not like a stripper.
to be clear to be clear to be clear,
You
I'm
said
not
a
the best
dancer girl.
storytellers. I know. I was really into the accent, forgot what words I was saying. So that girl looked at my GoPro and said, "Oh, a
Oh
GoPro."
god.
And I
Yeah.
now will always say GoPro like GoPro. So yeah, I just like accents.
Okay. So, you said you did like 7 years of undergrad, which was
Did
which
I did all the undergrad
which year from
online.
college was your favorite and why?
Mm, I think I don't know. I guess my freshman year of college was my favorite because I lived in Florida,
Okay.
um, and I had an
What part of
awesome
Florida?
roommate. Lakeland, right in between Orlando and Tampa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What about
I
you?
don't know it, but
There's lots of
I
lakes
I
there.
have family in Orlando and Kissimmee, so, I was hoping you would say in
Oh,
Orlando, and I'd be
yeah,
like, "Oh,
near
yeah, I
near
know." Yeah.
Kissimmee.
Yeah.
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 Right near there.
Right near there. Okay, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. My grandmother lived by John Young Parkway. That I was hoping for that type of.
You were hoping that the one college I went to in the huge state of Florida was exactly where your family lives. Your expectations are unrealistic and need to be checked.
Sometimes Angie tells me that too.
You're like, "Oh, I was hoping you were gonna say this, but you didn't."
Right. I was hoping you were going to read my mind and knew exactly what I wanted to eat when I got to your house, but you didn't. You cooked me my other favorite meal, babe. What were you
How
thinking?
dare
No,
you?
no. All right. Let's see. Celeste put in the chat conspiracy theories. I think I've tried this one
Ooh.
before. I don't know, but let's see. Like that. Yeah, I don't know. President.
Yeah,
Who
I'm
is
not
this
good at
person?
trivia.
Okay. Yeah. No. Do you
Do you
think
think?
Stonehenge was man made? If not, who did it? Do you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was man-made. I don't know. Let's say aliens. No idea. Do you have a light
Did you?
bulb when you first hit certain?
What?
So
Did you
I'm
ever?
I'm I'm
Okay.
coming out of I'm, like, doing a very
This is
active
true.
and public
Yes.
deconstruction
Yeah. Yeah.
from religion.
Yep.
So it's interesting to, like, think about all of the things.
Hmm.
Um, so, to go from one extreme to another, I don't know what I believe, and that's okay.
Yeah. I don't really like this one. I thought because I've done it, I think I did it with Callie from LSP.
Mm,
And we were both hoping for it to be much better than what it was. And
mm.
it was like we couldn't answer. The
We're
questions
like,
were like,
"Ah."
what? I don't. If the hollow earth theory, I don't even know what the
Nope,
hollow earth
we're not
theory
smart
is.
enough for this deck.
Okay. All right. Okay,
We're
good.
not
As long as
educated enough.
as long as you and I are together in it together. Oh, deal breakers.
Okay.
Abusive
Oh,
behavior, deal breaker.
deal
Absolutely.
breaker.
Hello. Selfish?
Well, we're all a bit selfish, right?
We are. We are.
I think
I
one interesting thing I was literally talking with someone about this, about, in the context of religion and stuff like that. I
yeah,
think that it's important to remember that the only person on this earth that is going to that you are going to be the most important to is yourself. So like
right. Yep,
like
yep,
like
yep,
you
yep.
you have to self advocate. So I'm so glad that like there's so much more awareness brought to mental health
Yep.
and taking care of yourself and self advocating and all of that. So
Yeah.
selfish is an interesting one because it's like if someone's self centered only or someone just only wants what they want, like, bye-bye, ain't nobody got time for that.
Right.
But
Right.
there is that level of needing to be okay with and embracing and not apologizing for taking care of yourself and being focused on your needs.
I love it.
Like,
So
when the plane's going down, you put your own mask on first and then
first,
you
so
help
you can help
others.
everybody else. So 100%. And the other
Yeah.
piece of it that I think is that, if we're talking about relationships, right, is that
Mm.
people have their seasons. Your partner and
Yeah,
yourself will go through your season
that's such a good
where
point.
unfortunately sometimes your partner may need to be selfish, right? They
Mhm.
may need to, and not in a negative way,
Mm-mm.
and not in a way of trying to, not that it's detrimental to you,
Correct.
but there's stuff that they may be going through that it's like they have to be selfish. And
Mhm.
as you, as their partner, or vice versa, if you're going
Yep,
through something, you need your partner to support you and let you
absolutely.
live through that moment.
Yep.
Um,
This year has been one of those years for me,
right.
lots
Yeah.
of lots and lots of changes on many different levels, and I remember before some of these changes happened, my closest group of girlfriends were like, "Listen, Jill, you're in it. You're in the tunnel. You're
Yeah.
allowed to
Yeah.
be, and we're here for that, and,
Yep.
I don't have to apologize or be like, 'I'm so sorry.'" I'm like, literally at the beginning of some of these changes that I'm going through now, I was
Yep.
texting them like, "I'm sorry, I'm being so selfish. I'm just sorry I'm being a me monster." They're like, "Nope,
Yep.
stop it. Do not
Yep.
apologize.
Yep.
Everybody takes their turns in life in this group." So that's it.
Yep.
See,
Yep.
this is a great little slide deck. This is awesome.
Yeah. 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 It's, I, so it's affiliate code down in the link if you would like to try this yourself.
It's cool.
indiad.live/poddex. You get a 10% discount code. I had to throw in the plug there. Hey,
Gotta do it.
Kelly, Kali, what is going on? Chocolate Twist Yoga. And everybody was disappointed along with us. They thought with the conspiracy theories, we were going to get more like Bigfoot things. And I don't know, possibly. All right, let's see. smokes or does drugs and you don't. So
Yeah,
if they
that's
smoke or do drugs and you don't.
personal, what do you call it? What's the word?
Preference?
No,
Personal?
the deal breaker? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
name I couldn't think of it.
Deal
Yeah.
breaker.
Yeah, I would say I don't it's a deal breaker for me, like ripping butts is what we say here in
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
Is that another thing they say in
I
Massachusetts
guess so.
for ripping? Because that is not a New York thing.
Yeah.
Ripping
So I would
butts?
say, yeah, that's probably personal deal breaker for me. I don't mind if people do it, but it's so
Right.
expensive. I think to have that constant charge and that need to have that to get
Yeah.
through,
Yeah.
is just financially expensive.
Yes. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
not for me. I mean, no, not for, they didn't say alcohol in there. I'm like, I mean, as
Oh,
long as
well,
you're not
yeah,
an alcoholic.
different answer for that one. And I have no problem with the cannabis either, but I'm just saying, if you're like ripping some Marlboro Lights all day, every day, Virginia Slims, 100s, it's a hard
No,
pass.
I agree. Nope. Same. Nope. Deal breaker. Deal breaker. Coño.
Yep.
Ooh. Does not want to hang out with your family.
Yeah, I mean, that's a deal breaker, right? I wanna hang out with which family? Which family members?
I have an answer for this. It's going to be so it's so funny. These pod decks can be either like we can be stupid and funny or like they
Yeah,
really entice
yep,
great conversation. So I do have an answer. It's going to be a serious answer, but
yeah.
I'll let you answer first. Yeah, so it's
I
a deal
think
breaker for you?
I think the idea of I mean, it really does depend because I have an interesting family and we all have branches. I think that I
Well, you
have
say your
always
immediate
been
family,
willing.
your immediate
Yeah.
family.
Yeah,
So it's a deal
I think
breaker.
you have to give as much as I give, right? I've always been involved in other people's lives, and so I think it has to go both ways as long as things are healthy and respected.
See? There you go.
Yeah.
So I will say that I've dated, being of in the LGBT community, I've dated
Mhm.
people that maybe they had not, that they chose to come out
Mhm.
while they were with me, right?
Okay.
And that hasn't been good experiences because then
Yeah.
the parent has not been accepting of obviously their own child and all of that. And then
They're
I've been in
projecting things
different.
on you personally.
Right. And then it'll
Yeah.
be, oh, okay, you can hang out, but then, or it's just that projection. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
no, I'm
yeah.
not hanging out with you. Like, no, I'm good. But then at that point,
Yeah.
it becomes for me as an adult, now afterwards of,
Yep.
okay, that's not the type of drama that I even want to get into. Like, if you don't got your life
100%.
together and you're not, and you're still in the closet, go. I'm too old for that shit now, right? Like,
Yeah.
I love
You don't
you.
need to
That's
be
okay.
the sacrificial. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. I hear you on
Right.
that.
But that's a whole nother, I'll support you through it. But for me, I can't because it is
Yeah.
important to hang out with family. So that is a deal breaker for me. If they, like you said, if there's nothing there that it's,
Right.
healthy, you're respected, all of that,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. But if
Yeah.
it's just,
If
because you
there's
don't want to hang out with my
trauma, if there's
family.
abuse, if you're having to downplay yourself in any way, if you're having to
Right.
fit into different boxes to please other
Right.
people who are
Yep.
not respecting you,
Yeah.
then no.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
debate that entire relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, I hang out with Angie's cousins when they come in, and sometimes it's so funny. So, you know what I will say
Mhm,
again, as a lesbian, I don't
mhm.
know if men go through it, gay men, but I'll say like as a lesbian, like Angie and her cousins are like sisters. They grew up together. She calls them her sisters, right?
Yeah.
So they're that close. They're still look my lock screen, sorry. They're still that close. And so I try to give her space when I'm in Connecticut and they come over. I try to give her space. I'll be on the phone or not that I want to ignore her, but
Yeah.
sometimes like I think in lesbian relationships you have or even girlfriends, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
if she had her best friend, oh, let's hang out because I'm a girl. I get and you wouldn't if it's you and let's say a woman and a husband, the husband's not tagging along to
Sure.
hang out with
Yeah,
right
yeah, yeah.
her and her girlfriends and I think sometimes either that gets abused sometimes,
Yeah.
right? Because then the other person, like I want Angie to have her individual relationships and
You
her,
don't wanna be
right?
codependent.
Right, exactly. Right. But
Yeah.
then so some I think they had a Christmas party at Angie's house in December, and we were all hanging out in the city in the living room, and I like had I think I had my headphones on, or I think I had my iPad. I didn't have my headphones on, but I think I was on my iPad, and they were just all talking, and they started yelling at me. They're like, "No, you're in this conversation too," because I love to hang out with them, right? But it's
Yeah, yeah,
one
yeah.
of those things that it's also that codependency, and I
Making
want you
sure.
to
Yeah,
have
yeah,
your own life and I'll have my life and we won't, we can mix it, but it's go do what you got to do. Hang out with the
yeah.
girls. I'll
Right.
hang out with my people and then we'll go from there.
I
So,
think that's very healthy.
yes. All right. All right. Negative chatter.
Ooh, like gossiping and
Yeah,
being
I think
like,
so. That's how I
"Oh,
take it.
yeah, that's a huge turn off for me. Let me tell you what." Listen, I will
What?
be the first one to tell you, like, "Oh, this guy was riding my butt the drive home," and, like, like, I if something happens, if there's, like, a real situation and you have something to
Yeah.
complain about, sure, right? If it's
Right.
valid. But
Right.
if it's, like,
Right.
if you're the type of person where you tell, "Hey, I just won $100,000 on a scratch ticket." If your first response is, "Well, like, have fun paying the taxes on that.
Right. Right.
Goodbye."
It's like, I don't want, right. I
There's
don't need
too
all
many
that negative
things.
drama in my life. Get out of here with that shit. Right.
No, no. If you start off a conversation with someone, you're like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like, you know, "Huh, goodbye.
Right.
I can't. I can't believe how triggered I am by this one card
Clearly,
negative chatter."
you are triggered. Clearly.
'Cause
Um,
there's too many there are valid things to be upset about, and there are tough things that we go through, and I'm not saying that everybody needs to be, toxically optimistic, right? I'm not
yeah.
saying be fake. If you're
Yeah.
going through it, go through it, but if it's a
Yeah.
general overall negative outlook on everything, it drains the life out of me, and then
Yep.
I feel like I have to overcompensate, and then I
Yep.
feel like I'm, um uh, annoying for doing like, it
Yeah.
makes things so
Just
complicated,
just
so
it's just like a
keep
snowball effect that you don't need
keep
that.
that negativity away.
Out. Exactly. All right. So I'm looking at Ghost Hunters. We'll do 3 more cards and then we'll
Okay.
start to wrap up. Ghost Hunters, what do you think? Dating life? Do you want like look self-growth? What's
Ooh, let's
Royal
do this or
Rumble?
that.
This or
What's this or
that.
that?
All right.
No.
History or
History.
science and why? Oh,
Science.
look. Wait. Pause. We're going to do
Oh.
bonus rounds. So we're going to do it like this. History or
Pow,
science
pow, pow, pow,
and
pow, pow, pow. I was waiting for you to do a sound effect. Oh, okay. Science definitely because I was a biology teacher and I love science. Super
you're
interesting.
a nerd. You're a nerd.
I know. But I drank before I was 21, so I'm not that nerdy. I s I can't even remember what you said, but I skipped class a whole lot to go to the beach, not just when I finished an exam.
Cutting out. You know what? Fine.
Don't tell my kids.
History or science? I would say history because I do not like science, any types of science. So history is just all right. Ready? Next.
Okay.
Dracula or Frankenstein and why?
Dracula because I like a lot
You
of
couldn't even get it
vampire
out. You were like,
getting nervous. Dracula because I like vampire type story movies and stuff. It's fascinating.
Same because Frankenstein was made up of a bunch of different people, and I know that's just scary, and I will take Dracula. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Color outside the lines or inside the lines and why?
Ooh. Actually coloring, I like to do the inside dark and then inside not as dark, but coloring in general and life approach outside the lines all day, every day.
Okay. For me, it is always life or not inside the lines. Did you know that I'm like a control freak and I can't like if things don't go as planned, I like lose my shit. I'm like
You don't
and
it's
Angie,
funny,
wait a minute,
you
and
don't
Angie
present
is
that way
the
all the
opposite.
time.
Nope, Angie is the complete opposite. Angie's
Come on.
like you would think she was freaking born in the 60s. She's like just such a wild life,
Yeah.
wolf, whatever it is. I can't even say it. And she's like, yeah, let's just go with the flow, man. It's cool. And I'm like, I need to be here at 8 o'clock. And this was a 15-minute car ride. And now we are down to 16 minutes. If you are not walking out the door, I'm
Yeah.
like very plan.
So
Yeah.
it's funny people are so amazing because you have such charisma and energy and you give
Thank
off
you.
this kind of laid back vibe. You come
Um,
across as spontaneous, and I think it's your strong interpersonal skills.
Thank you.
Um you're welcome. So I would
But
not I would not
Paul, is that
know that
sarcasm,
about you.
Paul? I don't know if Paul is being. I don't know if Paul is being sarcastic
The
or.
number of question marks definitely indicates sarcasm. Just so
But
you
then
know.
wait, he gave that emoji. Oh, thanks, Lisa. Lisa's giving me a Groot hug. We're in the accelerator program together, and we call our Groot. Where's Groot?
Aw.
I got baby Groot over here. A little baby Groot. Yeah, I'm very.
That's good though. Everybody like, you need somebody like Angie or maybe like myself that can
Yes,
be like, 'cause
yes,
I do take
yes.
things like, I'm not showing up late for my work. I'm not like, I sometimes I miss a live stream guest because, whoops, I forgot. Whoopsies. That one time, I'll never live it down with
One
you,
time.
but I made up for it in the
One
Packy
time.
parking lot.
You made up for it 2 years
One
later.
time. One time. But so everybody needs that balance, but it's very interesting to learn that about you.
So, okay, so Paul brings up a good point, and I know he's like being funny, but he has He says paying no attention that she doesn't start her stream on time, and that's
Yeah, that's
true.
because you wanted it perfect.
Perfect. That's
Because you
oh
know
my
your
God,
audience, you
thank
know your
you.
following, you know that your people will know that, "Hey, don't worry, because when we show up, we're ready to go. It's good."
So
So
I'm glad.
taking
So
that extra minute is because you know your audience that you can do
right,
that.
it's
Now, you
and so
probably would not be in that position if you were doing a production if you were doing a hired
oh right,
production, you would
100%.
have everything cleaned up way ahead of time. You'd be double checking that stuff 2 hours
So I'll tell
beforehand.
you a story. So it's so
Yeah,
funny. So it's you would this is why we get along because we have a good
yeah,
time, but like we understand each other. So
yeah,
all of that, you analyzed it in a nutshell that
yeah.
it's so I talked about the timing, but the problem is so yes, I'm late. Probably every single stream I'm late. I don't know when I started a stream on time. That's the reality. But it's
Mhm.
not because I'm dicking around for lack of better words. It
Right.
is because I'm my plan, the way my brain is. Like so today,
Yeah,
so Jillian came in and I'm working on my end scene, right? I'm working on this, I'm working on that. And so in my mind I have this vision. I have
yeah,
the boom 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 boom, right? And I have to get it done. And so then that's what happens.
yep.
So the part of it, so this is a better way to describe it. Angie will be like, F it. It's cool. I'll start the stream on time and however the stream goes,
Mhm.
goes. That's her mentality, right? However
Sure.
it goes. And I'm like, no, because the end scene needs to look like this. So I'm gonna be late because I'm gonna do all of these
Right.
things because this is what my vision was. And
Mhm.
I need to get the vision right.
Right. Because it's a live stream, you can't go back and fix it.
Right.
And if you're gonna be creating content from it afterwards, you want to be able to have that as clean as you can get it
Right.
from the get-go.
So
You
and
want to
so
avoid, yeah.
So the two different parts, right? So going back to yours about the the production piece of it,
Yep.
right? That you said
Mhm.
I probably wouldn't, but you're 100% right. I'll tie
Yep.
that into, so here's the other piece. So it's so
Yep.
funny. It's like Paul is a part of the conversation with us. So this is the work that I have to put in
Mhm.
for me because of how I know I am that
Yeah.
because what'll happen is that I will overwork myself, which is what I do at the bank, right? So
Sure.
when I bring this stuff here, I am a little bit more laid back because I have to because I can do these things, but then
Yeah.
it's not
No one's
I
paying you.
have to stop
Let's
myself
be
because
real.
I'll be too
No
stressed.
no one is paying you X amount of dollars to do ladies' night, right?
Right. Right.
And there that's a big part of it. You know, like when I there's even bouncing back to college, when I was doing my undergrad and I
Yeah.
was just getting it on loans or like,
Yep.
when the lift was lower, I didn't take it as seriously as I did the year I got my master's degree. I
Yep.
literally birthed 3 kids.
Yep.
Life was so much more intense. I was so invested. I needed to have it from my job. And so like when you have with production, if you're getting paid to do a job, there's no way that you're gonna be jumping in last minute or being, like, doing things on the fly, like, that's gonna be overly done. But I find myself too, like, there's so many projects that I could personally lean into, like talking about entrepreneurship or
Yep.
leaning into my own projects and my own business and my, maybe my course or whatever. I'm not taking that as seriously as I maybe should be.
So I want you to know I'm looking down because keep talking, but I'm going to
Yep.
prove a point of what you're saying about taking things seriously. And
Mm.
because I have a screenshot that I need to
Prioritizing
show you guys that I need to show you guys. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's prioritizing yourself, and it's like it's also triage, right? Like, what is the most important thing I need to do right now? What's the timeline for this? So when I do my own things, I'm a little more lax with it because there's nobody waiting to pay me. I was this your house.
So you're talking
Huh.
about remote production, right? So
Yep.
this is just one screenshot. It was from January 4th, but I had another one a few days later. We'll talk
Mm.
about this. And this is taking a little bit more serious,
Yeah.
and I did warn
Hold on. I gotta
everybody that
I
we were
gotta
going to be.
I gotta let I'm just checking a time check real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I warned everyone we were going to be a goofy. We were going to be serious. We were right. Like, so now let's get into a little bit more serious of the stream. I have a 31-day remote production gig that I'm splitting with Daniel Chi from LSP Ecamm. We're doing 15 days, right? For the founder of 100X. His name is Pedro Adeo.
Mm.
And it's a live stream 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time every day. Tomorrow, the guest, like to tell you who this person is and who his network is, tomorrow's guest is Joel Osteen. He's
Wow.
interviewed, right. He's interviewed Les Brown. I remote
Mm.
produced a show last week with the guest was Sean Cannell from Think Media. Like he
Wow.
has had John Maxwell on. So to put it into context, these are the guests that
Yeah.
I'm meeting,
High stakes.
right?
Yeah.
High stakes.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid for this. It's listen, it's a good job. If I can get one of these jobs a month,
Sure.
every single month, this will help me leave the bank, right? When we talked about that being a full-time
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
entrepreneur. Um very high stress. Very high stress, but it is high twofold. It's high stress because
Mm.
it's a high profile client and
Yep.
the guests are extremely high profile, right?
Yep.
So the exposure for both Daniel and I, for both of our each individual businesses, or if it's something because this is such a high production job, you needed two remote producers. And I remember me and you were talking about that like
Mhm.
2 years ago that you were doing right with that's a
Yep.
part of the community. Sometimes there are jobs that you have to get into partnership, and it is important to get to know people and have a cadence with people because then when you got jobs like these, you got to be able to work through this.
Yep.
So I was doing this remote production show last week. And I didn't realize this till a few days later, but I felt my heart rate in my chest.
Wow.
The stream, so it is, we do a 10-minute countdown timer. The 10-minute countdown timer goes at 11:50. The show starts at 12 and then it's from 12 to like 1 o'clock. It will go over a little bit. And
Mm.
I ended up getting my period and I
Mm.
log my period, not that day, but like a few days later. This is like the progression. So I
Yeah.
open up my app. I had felt it, stress, like a whole bunch of other
Yeah.
things. But when I went to log my period in the Apple Health app, I opened up the Apple Health app and that's what I saw. That my
Wow.
heart rate rose to above 120 beats per minute while you were inactive for more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And my highest, if you look when I circled it, my highest at that point was 133 beats per minute. My
Mm.
resting heart rate is about 77, 80-ish. So when I'm sitting just doing this, talking
Yeah.
to you, I'm sitting remote producing a show and it went up, it spiked to 133 beats per minute. And yes,
Wow.
for that, I was on time. I had everything. I was double
Yeah.
and triple checking.
Yep.
But this is that, I just wanted to talk about that
Yeah.
because that is why when I do my live streams, it's not that I don't care about you guys, is
Sure.
that I take things so to heart
Yeah.
and I get so stressed out that when I have the opportunities that it doesn't need to be
Yeah.
that serious, I have to let myself just
Mm.
breathe and be late and go through it. because I will end up, unfortunately, like we can laugh about it, but I'll end up killing myself, right? Like imagine if I do, right? Like that's the signs. Angie and I were talking, and she's a nurse. Angie is like a legit nurse, and Angie's like, that's unacceptable. You either have to figure out this job or you have to figure out how to manage your stress, because if you maintain that, and she was happy that I'm doing, it's 15-15, me and Daniel. She's like, babe, if you'll do that on a daily basis, and if that's what your heart rate, you can't put your heart through that.
Right. If that's a sign of that type of work, then that needs to be considered. If that's this is new, this is the, like if it's getting used to things, it still needs to have attention to it. But I will say, I block off we were talking about live streaming graduation ceremony and how much pressure that is.
Yep.
I block off. I say no to everything the 2 weeks before graduation. Everything.
Yep.
Because I need to make sure, I know I want to put in all of that work, and I want to have built in like 7 hours a day for 10 days, where that's 100%. All I have to do. So because that graduation is going live on June 2nd, and I cannot have anything to do on the day before, the weekend before that, because I need it to be, next kid. I have my printout of the kid's name. I wait for the principal to call the kid's name. I confirm, I hit go. I need to not think at all. So it's like giving yourself enough time before those big high pressure events. But
100%.
You take care of yourself there, India.
Yes. Oh yeah. Listen, my nurse Angie will whoop my ass. She'll give me the heart attack before I give myself the heart attack. But it's one of those things, right? Like, and it's just, so Paul is saying, Paul Burke, PBJ, I call him. Do you have any scents that relax you? I have some scents by my desk that will help me chill out. So yeah, I need to do some stuff like that.
I've got some, even with the bank, some stuff that
you got a pineapple.
Literally, I got a bakashi.
Bakashi.
Sounds like a bad word. It's not. It's pineapple in Portuguese.
All right, so we are going to wrap up. We've been going for an hour and a half. It's been great. I knew it was going to be great.
So nice.
So good. So good. Any last parting words for the community? Anything you want to share? We did put your information. Paul put a link earlier. I should have. Did I? No. Let me see. I know Paul put your YouTube stuff there. Cool. I can't find it, but it will be in the description. So
nice.
What are your parting words?
I think that I'm really appreciative of this conversation and of you. And I think it's awesome that you give space for females to fully be ourselves as well, right? We're diverse and complex and gorgeous and crazy.
Yes.
And we can be all of those things. And so I just appreciate you sharing your platform with me. Thank you.
Oh, no, I appreciate you. Thank you. Lisa says, this has been a great chat. Thank you both. No, thank you, Lisa, for showing up. I appreciate you guys. So we have let me see, what does my schedule look like? Next week, Sunday, I have Janice Anderson coming in. I got Stephanie Garcia closing the month off for January. Then Kat Mulvihill on February 5th, Katie Fox, our very own Katie Fox from Ecamm.
A good lineup.
And Kathy Walker, Principal Walker on February 19th. And I got to just keep adding. So we are doing the things. Oh, Callie, I have to repartner with Callie as well. Callie was supposed to come in. So I'll hit you up.
Oh,
Callie.
she's
Callie
great.
Says, breathing exercises are life.
Speaking of breathing, she's a breath of fresh air. Every time she pops up in the Ecamm community, I'm like, oh, she's so great.
So amazing. So amazing. So amazing. All right, y'all. I appreciate you guys. Jill, I'll talk to you as soon as we do our, because I did my fancy end scene. So let me do the end scene. I will catch you guys on Tuesday, Tech Talk Tuesdays. Buenos nachos. Good night. Nos vemos. Let me get my life together. All right, y'all. Oh, wait. One more. Yeah. Let me see. Do it.
You're